Do you feel a little anxious when you pull up to the dump station and there's a line of RVs and trailers behind you? Well, we're going to show you 5 easy steps so you can get in and out of the dump station as quickly as possible. Stick around, folks. You're going to want to see this. Hi everybody, Mike here with RVBlogger in front of the camera, and Susan's behind the camera, and today we're going to be talking about what you do at the dump station. A lot of people feel very anxious when they get to the dump station because very often there's a line of RVs and travel trailers waiting for their turn. Everyone's watching you, and it can be a little anxious feeling from time to time. So today we're just going to run through what you can do at the dump station to make your trip quick, easy, and be on your way so you're not holding up the rest of the line. Hey, if this is your first time seeing us on YouTube, welcome aboard. We make tons of videos all about RVing, and we also have our website, RVBlogger.com, where we literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles that we've written all about RVing as well. And if that's not enough, we now have a Facebook group called RV Camping for Newbies that you can join to learn all about RVing from your fellow RVers. You can ask questions, learn all kinds of tips and tricks about where to go and what to do and when to do it and how to do it. It's a lot of fun. It's a very active group. We hope you'll consider jumping aboard. So without any further ado, let's get into what you do at the dump station. Step 1, hook up your septic stuff. Now, I do want to point out that we keep everything for our septic stuff inside of this big old container. It helps to speed up the process. I know right where everything is. I'm not fooling and fumbling around trying to gather all the individual pieces that I need. I have everything I need right here. I also keep a separate hose just for my septic stuff so I can rinse things out, clean things up. I do not use my water hose. I keep a separate green hose. My water hoses are white. This way I don't get them confused. And I always keep a knee pad around because I'm old and knees ain't what they used to be. So this just makes things a lot more comfortable. Okay, step 2, now that we're all set up, we have our rhino blaster, we have our sewer hose set up, and we're all hooked in at the end of the connection. We're going to go ahead and release the valve for the black tank. Now, some of you guys might be wondering why I didn't hook all this up. If you're at the dump station and you have a long line of cars or RVs behind you, you may not have time to do this. If I don't. I just have a nice downward flow. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to save some time and not put this out. Some of you might have noticed my orange gloves that I'm wearing. These are fantastic gloves. They are the best rubber gloves that I've ever used. They're from Glove Works, and you'll notice they have like a grid pattern right on the glove. These things are very, very strong. You can't puncture them. And the grid pattern helps you to be able to handle these slippery plastic fittings on all your sewer pipes really, really well. Like everything grips really tight. So awesome gloves. I'll stick a link in the show notes down below for them if you're interested in them as well. Looks like our black tank has drained, so we're going to close the black tank valve, and now we're going to go to step 3, which is open up the gray tank valve. Okay, here we are at step 4, which is flushing out your hose. Now you have a couple of different things that you can do here. This particular dump station has a hose that's available. This is not drinking water. This water is only meant for rinsing out septic hoses. So you can disconnect your hose and then go ahead and use this, just turn on the water and rinse out your septic hose while it's still connected into the dump station itself. Or if you don't have a line behind you, which we don't today because we're leaving on a weekday, if you're leaving on a Sunday morning, you're going to have a long line of people behind you. So when we leave though and we don't have a line behind us, we actually take the time to flush our black tank really completely. And the way we do that is we use our rhino blaster. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up the hose to our rhino blaster so I can show you how everything works. Now this dump station has this weird fitting on the end, but these will just screw right off. And then I can hook up my garden hose which again, I only use this hose for cleaning septic. This is not meant for drinking water. You cannot use your freshwater hose for this. You should have a dedicated freshwater hose. All right. Now, the way that the Rhino Blaster works, and by the way, we love our Rhino Blaster. The reason we like it so much is because it makes flushing out our black tank and our gray tank, if we want, so much easier. Now, in between uses, whenever we dump, I always want to try to flush out the black tank if I have time. So if there's not a large line of cars behind me, I'll take the time to do it. If there is a large line of RVs and travel trailers behind us, well, I won't be able to do it that day. But this is good maintenance for your black tank, because what we want to do is fill the black tank again with clean water and then release it and just flush it out really good. It's a good maintenance thing for you to do. So right now we've got our sewer water hooked up, and the way the Rhino Blaster works is this. We're going to open this valve, which is going to allow us to shoot water up into the black tank. But there's two important things that have to happen first. Number one is your black tank valve has to be in the open position, and this gate valve has to be in the closed position. Because if you leave the gate valve open, you're going to squirt the water in and it's going to run right out, and it will not fill the black tank completely. So open the black tank valve so we get water in, keep this gate valve closed. Now once the black tank is full, we'll open the gate valve and all that water will run out, and we'll be able to have a nice clean and rinsed black tank. So while our black tank is filling up, I just want to say a couple more things. First of all, the Rhino Blaster comes two ways. They make it with a gate valve, and they also make it without a gate valve. And I don't know why they sell it without the gate valve. Again, if you don't have that valve holding all the water back so you can fill your black tank up, what's the point? If that valve's not there, any water you squirt in is just going to run right back out, and you really can't fill your tank very well. The other reason we like the Rhino Blaster is because before, when we wanted to rinse out our black tank, we would either have to grab a hose and drag it through the window into the bathroom to fill through the toilet, or stand there and hold the toilet valve open to fill the black tank. Or in our bathroom, the bathroom vanity actually goes to the black tank as well, so we could turn on the bathroom faucets to fill it that way. But you know, this is just so much more convenient. I don't have to go back inside the RV really. I don't have to drag a hose through the RV. It just makes it really easy. Now, we've had a few people ask questions about the Rhino Blaster on both the Facebook group and on YouTube. And one of the questions is, how do I know when the black tank is full? Well, I won't know it if I'm standing out here, but I can just easily walk inside, right inside the door, look at my control panel, and I can see if the black tank is getting full. If I'm over 2/3, I'm full enough, I'll go ahead and dump it out at that point. And the other question we get is, you know, this valve right here on the Rhino Blaster is a backflow valve. So I can use this to turn the water on and off, and it'll, you know, now it's in the open position, so the water will shoot in there, but no water can actually go backwards. This prevents any water from coming back. If I disconnected the hose and had this valve closed or open, it wouldn't matter. No water would be able to come backwards. However, I still don't recommend that you hook a freshwater drinking hose up to this ever. You want to keep your freshwater hose system and your septic stuff all very, very separate. All right, so now we're 2/3 full in the black tank. I'm going to go ahead and release the gate valve on the Rhino Blaster to allow everything to flush out of there. All right, so now we're all flushed out, and at this point you can either re-rinse your sewer hose if you want to. In our case, we had pretty clean water coming out of the black tank because we flush almost every time we dump, so we keep things pretty clean that way. You could also do the same thing for your gray tank, and if you weren't going to go camping again for a long time, I'd recommend flushing both tanks if you have time. So at this point though, we're all flushed out, we're ready to go, and we're at step number 5, which is just pack it all up, put it away, and hit the road. You know, one thing I really like about the Rhino Blaster hose is the hose itself is very, very strong and durable, but you can also get these end caps. And I also recommend you get the hose that has the clear elbow so you can see when you're finished dumping and how much water's coming through. But with the caps on here, everything's enclosed, no water's gonna be dripping into my sewer box, and everything stays much cleaner that way as well. Hey guys, last tip, don't forget that both your black tank valve and your gray tank valve are closed fully, and then put your cap back on. So that's it, guys. All 5 steps are complete. The last thing you want to do, take your rubber gloves off, and I built this little handy dandy sanitation station. It's right at the back door. It also helps speed up the process. Every time I finish, I've got my hand sanitizer right here. I keep my gloves here so they're easy to get to. I'm not fumbling around looking for them, and then I just have a roll of paper towels just in case I need those as well. So that's it. And oh, by the way, I have a whole separate video about how to make your own hand sanitation station in your RV, so maybe check that out sometime. Speaking of checking things out, if you'd like to check out some of our other videos, just click right here, and when you do, remember to subscribe to the RVBlogger YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every week when we come out with a new video. So for Mike and Susan, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.